we're live. All right, so we are live, and it doesn't tell me if there's anybody here. There's nobody here yet.
Right.
But anyway, so obviously it's me, and this is my friend Nathan. So you and I have been talking a lot about upgrades and different kinds of things, like editing, and
Right. Yeah.
you're like the whole reason why I got a different editing system and all sorts of stuff. So
Me, I'm the reason.
yeah, so
I'm
everybody
the
can thank
reason.
him because I wasn't really thinking about doing any of that up till we started talking and you were like, "Oh, what are you running?" and like, "This is what I'm running." And I was like, "Man, I'm pretty behind in the game."
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It happens
Yeah.
to everybody. We have to see. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. So
When I first started editing, it was Movie Maker, literally the basic Movie Maker off Windows.
yeah.
And finally, I was like, you know what? I need to upgrade. And my next movie editor after that was iMovie.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
so I saw some friends of mine. Well, he's one of my mentors. His name's CJ. He invited me over for an editing session one night because he wanted me to kind of see how he edited things. And went over to his house, and he had all this amazing equipment, and I'm like, whoa! I was kind of like, wow. And I walked in there, and he's stacking clips on clips on clips. I'm like, how do you do that? He's like, oh, you gotta have Final Cut. I was like,
What?
what? Yeah. And so he told me what I had to do, and he's like, hey, just so you know, man, this is an investment.
Yeah, it
You
is.
get in this, it's over. There's no going back. And he was right. So I mean,
It
I
is.
ever since.
My fiance and I talk about it a lot because he's like, "Why don't you just go get a normal job? Like you're qualified." And I was like, "I don't want a normal job." And look at all the money that I've spent investing in my YouTube channel. Like I can't just turn back now because
Yeah,
there's no point. And I want to be able to do what I love doing. I think
absolutely.
that life is way too short, and you should be doing the things that you love.
Yep.
And if you have a job where you're wanting to go to work every day and you're enjoying what you're doing, it's not really a job. You're just getting paid to do things that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So
Basically.
I would much rather live like that and not have to work a 9 to 5 job that I hate going to every day.
I understand. Absolutely understand.
Yeah. So hi Lisa, hi Christina. So we are just going to be chatting with my friend Nathan here. So you have your own I don't want to say, would it classify as a show?
Yeah, well, let me kind of just give everyone a little brief on what my history is, because not
Okay, yeah,
many
sure.
people know me. My name is Nathan Withers. I am a self-taught documentary filmmaker, director, producer, editor for 20 years, basically. Uh, I'm a paranormal investigator, and all that kind of stuff. But my journey started when I was about 14, but it didn't take off until about age 17.
Okay.
I worked with the VHS cameras back when those were a thing,
Oh,
back in ages ago. And that was my first camera. I begged my dad to give me one for my birthday, and he kept telling me no and no, no, and finally he just gave it to me. I had to beg him, and he was always trying to catch me breaking it, but he would always catch me
yeah.
he would always walk in the room, and there would be tapes, stacked up correctly. Everything was perfect,
Yeah.
pristine condition. He's like, "Gosh, dang it," and but no, the series I'm doing now is something I've been wanting to do even before I was on TV, and I love storytelling. I love to hear other people's, journey and what they've experienced. And I was part of another project, about a year and a half ago called Buried Secrets Paranormal. And that's where my start came from.
Okay.
I was with that team for 12 years. But, it came time that I needed to turn the page, and, I needed to go on my own. And, best luck to them. They're doing great things, But it was just time that I needed to step out and just do my own thing. Because, I had a passion that and I don't want this to sound wrong. I don't want this to sound like a bad thing, but I had a passion inside me that was so strong that I knew if I stayed with them,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be able to fulfill my full potential with that project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I had to just step back and just start my new journey. And so Beth Huffman, who is my co-host,
Mhm.
uh, the show started off as just me literally.
Yeah.
My wife goes, "Hey, you need to make this your own thing, but you need to, also incorporate other people from all over the world, our local towns and surrounding areas, and whoever is willing to share an experience." So I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Before I can put someone else out there, I need to like risk my own self. Like I need to put something on out there with me. I need to see what my outcome would be.
Mhm.
So I literally just set a camera up. I was literally in this room here, backdrop and everything like that. I just literally put a camera in front of me and I just hit record, and I told a very personal story about my grandmother.
Mhm.
And this was a very simple, like 10-minute little video. There was no B-roll. It was all theater of the mind. All you heard was sound effects in the background. That's all you heard.
Mhm.
And like whenever I reviewed the footage, or when I watched the video, I was like, I don't know about this. My wife is the biggest supporter I have, but she's also the most outspoken person there is, and she'll
Uh-huh.
tell me if something looks good, or if it sounds like crap, or just no, trash it. That's how she is. If she's on her
That's good.
if she's on her phone, it's over. Like this. So she watched it and she was just like, "You need to make this a series. Like this is good. Like this is real. Like
Mhm.
you don't see this anymore. Like this is legit, real emotion, and it's not just entertainment."
Yeah.
So I posted it and I was like, "Man, people are gonna trash me over this. Like they're gonna think I'm stupid or whatever." But I had probably the best turnout I think I've ever had before. Like I had like one of my good friends, Lyle Watts from the Twisted Paranormal Society. He's also on the network that I'm on now,
Okay.
and he calls me out of nowhere. He goes, "Dude, do you realize what you just did?" And I said, "Made a video."
What did I do?
He goes, "No." He's like, "What you just did is real. Like it's special. Like you have something
Yeah.
special here. Like there's a lot of TV shows that are storytelling, but what you just did, you can make it even bigger. Like
Yeah.
you can go above and beyond, and you can do like you are an outlet. Like you're like you basically are creating an outlet, and you don't even realize it yet." So I sat there and thought about it. He's like, "We will help you." He's like, "We'll film our own episodes, and we'll send you the footage, and you could just put it together." And I was like, "Okay." So I teamed up with them for a little bit, and um, they shared some very amazing stories. But the turnout was incredible. And people that I never knew or even thought about, that even believed in the paranormal, they were like, "Hey, I've experienced some things. I'm willing to let you know my story." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Like this is weird. Like people that I've never even knew believe in this stuff is wanting to share a story." And it was all just so incredible. And then the doors opened for other opportunities. We were able to go to Malvern Manor last January, which I will add was a freaking cold.
I bet. Yeah.
Like bad cold. My production assistant Scotty, he's now our gear manager. He's like, "I'm gonna bitch the whole time. It's cold.
It's cold. Yeah.
I'm gonna bitch the
Where
whole time."
Where is Malvern Manor?
Malvern, Iowa.
Iowa. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I did Trans Allegheny in January, and it was really cold.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Malvern was actually the first location that I have ever been to personally. That's one of even look, Malvern Manor. So it was one of the first official most haunted locations
Yeah.
that I've ever been to before. It was a humongous opportunity. And I told my Chris, "Do we have to go?" I said, if we turn down this opportunity, we're crazy.
Yeah,
You
you'd be
know,
crazy to
so
turn it down.
yeah, and the stories were insane. The amount of evidence that we were able, not like we didn't really get to investigate very much because it
Mhm.
was so on the go. But there's footage that was sent to us on documentaries that we got permission to use for the show. Special guest back here. But just it was a huge journey, you know.
Yeah.
It was like every other weekend we were filming. Literally every weekend we had something going on, and it came time to where I was like, "Hey, we need to start editing this stuff together. We need to start making the episodes." And after that, you know, I was working with another agent, and she goes, "I want to start selling content for you."
Mhm.
So the entire series got put on hold because we wanted to make it different approach and all this and
Yeah.
that. And so the series was on hold for like a whole year, basically.
Oh.
We were trying to get things, you know, done. But, you know, after that, Paraflixx got a hold of us, and now we're with them. And our one of our documentaries that came out is called The Gateway Between Worlds, and it's one of the best stories I've ever told. And it actually sequels off into the series. And it's really been fun. I've really enjoyed it, you know, being able to learn new approaches, new ideas, new theories,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But more importantly, the production side of it's what I've really learned from. You know, like I thought I knew a lot of things, you know, back then, but coming, you
Yeah.
know, thinking of things like, wow, like I have changed so much. Like our audio has changed so much, and our lighting, like that was my biggest thing. Like lighting is
Yeah.
everything. Shadows are everything.
It's
And
so amazing to see like where you start from and then like where you go to. And you're like, what the hell was I thinking when I was
that's the
doing that?
beauty of it. Like it's all still usable. Like all that footage that we've done before,
Mhm.
like although like it's not like 100% great, it's still good. It's still got good quality. The audio sounds decent, and there's just good footage. So although it's not going to be like your I want to say your money maker, but it's like, you know, your complimentary type of footage.
Yeah.
It can be used as anything, B-roll, storytelling clips. It doesn't matter. You know, it's just something to validate what you went through. And I think that's what's so amazing about it.
Mhm.
You know, so it's been really cool. I've really enjoyed it.
Well, I'm glad that you've had this journey that you've been on, you said for 20 years?
Oh well, this
Something, or did
journey
you
has
say
been a
12?
year and a half, but like
Okay.
in all, yeah, about 20 years of it all together.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you had mentioned that you have a documentary on Paraflixx. Do you want to touch on what that documentary is about?
yeah, sure, of course. Um, well, first and foremost, let me go back to the beginning here of that story. We got some friends that my wife and I we work with. Well, we work with his wife, and when we went to vacation in San Antonio this last summer, I got a text from my buddy Brandon, and he said, "Hey, he goes, my mom wants to share some paranormal stuff with you." And so she heard about your show, blah blah blah, or not her about your show, but like she heard that you're doing paranormal stuff. I
Yeah.
said, "Sure, yeah, yeah, whatever." So, you know, let's kind of fast forward, you know, 2 weeks or whatever. We go over there, and this is the first time I'd ever met her in person, ever. And we sat outside, and my first encounter with her was one of the most unreal experiences I've ever faced. Like it was
Huh.
very bizarre. Um,
Okay.
it was not negative. Like it was all a positive thing, but it was very just crazy. Like this is gonna sound weird, but like the movie The Matrix,
Yeah.
yeah, when Neo and Morpheus meet for the first time,
Uh-huh.
like, that's what it was like. And it was like, you know, which pill do you want? You know, like that's kind of what it was like. You know, we were outside on the back patio. This is before cameras even rolled. Like there was no production; it was just us. And she looked at me and she was like reading me for like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. She would not take her eye off. And I was like, yep. You
What
know?
are you
And
doing?
she looked at me and she goes, did you know that there's a gate in this town that's a portal between heaven and earth? And that when you approach it, you'll experience it. And I went,
What?
oh, I mean, like, what do you want me to say, right?
Yeah.
So, she goes, matter of fact, you've been there. And I was like, no, I haven't. Well, my wife goes, oh my gosh, wait, I think you have been there. And I looked, and kid you not, my wife goes to my phone, finds a picture, and I'm at the gate she's talking about, and we don't even realize this is the gate she's talking about.
What?
But she looked at me and she goes, I can see in your face you're curious and you're gonna go. She goes, but just know that when
Yeah.
you go there, you will experience it, and you will be greeted at that gate. And I said, interesting. So that Sunday, I wake up and my wife's like, are you really gonna go? I said, yeah, I'm gonna go. I took a camera and just a microphone in a spirit box. That's all I had. Put the camera on the curb, and as you you're seeing me walk up to the gate. I'm not going to give away any information.
Right.
I want people to see the film. But as I walked up to that gate, that's when everything started.
Huh.
And, the more and more we investigated this particular spot, things just started, unfolding. Like it started telling its own story to
Right.
us.
Yeah.
And and everything was so behind the scenes. Like it was so raw in the moment. And I think that's what made the documentary so successful and so special. When I was filming it, it was originally supposed to be for the series, but I ended up calling Beth saying, hey, this story is so amazing. I'm making it a film by itself.
Yeah.
And it's going to air before the series does. And she's like, wow. I said, yeah, like that's how it's going to be. Let's see. The Shape. Howdy, Nathan.
Yes. Hi, The Shape.
How are you? Oh, that's you? Wait,
no,
who?
that's not me.
Oh, I think so. That's you? Wait.
No,
Okay.
the Shape is somebody who we evidently both know. Do you know? Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Do you know who The Shape is?
Idea.
So The Shape has a YouTube channel, and he debunks popular YouTube channels.
Okay. Thank God I'm not popular.
Yeah, so he'll like look into channels and he'll say like, this is why I think that they're faking evidence, or like this and that. But
oh yeah,
I've talked to him before, so
nice.
I wasn't sure if you knew who that was.
No, but hey, how are you?
But so how many places have you been? You said you've been to Malvern Manor.
Well, Malvern's the only location that's like, in the top hiking area that we've ever been able to go to. Most of the locations that we have gone to have been our surrounding areas. The Texas, the New Mexico, Oklahoma, areas like that.
Yeah.
But we've been to them multiple times, and we haven't been to a lot of them probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. But a couple of them, I think our most recent one is Skellytown School. And that's just, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes from where I live.
Okay.
But that one is a truly special place. And it took us about a year to get into that one, but only because a guy forgot to make the phone call. He's like, oh, I thought you were going to. No, like, you're the one who's going to get us in. No, I'm not just going to call. I want you to make the appointment.
Yeah, it's a little different when you have somebody that's backing you, that's doing everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's multiple people working on some project, so it takes you a lot longer.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm the one that's doing everything. So I'm booking, I'm researching, I'm filming, and I'm editing, and I'm promoting. So for you have each individual person that's doing everything kind of behind the scenes. Yeah. And then you kind of have to wait till like all the stars align for like everybody.
Yep. That's pretty much how it is. But when Skellytown School happened, that is one location that I will flat out say is a absolutely 100% haunted place.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has proved it multiple times to us, and then every time every time we've investigated it, it's shocked us more and more because the evidence just keeps getting more intense, more authentic, more defining, and I'm like, where does this stuff come from? You know? So, of course, I can't give anything away because
I was gonna say, I'm not sure if you're allowed to talk about
it's
that.
gonna be part of our season premiere, and
Right.
gosh, you know, and it's a two-parter. Spoiler alert, two-parter.
Two-parter.
But yeah, Skellytown School is one place that we've been to that not only did the guy that got us into it have an experience, but he found out later on that the secretary had experiences too. And
Okay, yeah.
we've developed that, you know, that kind of like business relationship with her and that trust. So she's like, hey, whenever you want to come down and do it again, just let us know. We'll let you in. So, okay, cool.
Okay,
So
cool.
we got 200
I like that.
Please, here you go. So, but one thing I would say is like we've never been able to investigate it by ourselves until just recently. And we never went dark. Like there are certain areas that we went dark because it was abandoned. Like, it was just an old part of the school was abandoned. But the school's actually now the city hall. And
okay,
yeah, the front part of it is the city hall, and like the other parts are like the abandoned school area. So like none of that has electricity. So like I go, man, if we're gonna investigate this like the correct way, I want us to just go dark completely, you know. And Kara, who is now our lead camera operator, it was her first time to go there. We had to make sure we had her there for the episode. Yeah. Hey, you haven't been the last 2 or 3 times, which I mean, I get it, but you know, if you can come in for a couple of hours and just do some investigation sessions with us, so I can get you in the episode. Well, her first time being there, I mean, I have never seen anyone capture evidence like she did that night. Scotty captured probably one of our most it's hard to explain, our most shocking piece of evidence. And Kara captured a lot of audible stuff, a lot of audible things that are too clear. And some of them we heard with our own ears. And it was
that's really cool.
Yeah. So Skellytown's a haunted place. It's a haunted location for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have things in the works? Are you allowed to talk about some of the places that you're going to be going?
Sure. Yeah, I can talk about some of them. Trying to think here. No, because we have a lot of places that we're gonna be going to.
Yeah.
Trying to think here. I'll tell you this, because I don't want to give it away. We have something very special that we are brainstorming right now.
Okay.
It is officially like in planning. It's an actual film deal situation, and it's something that's never been done before. I can tell you that.
Oh, that's good.
But right now, that's about as that's probably about as much I can tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
Goes.
So for anybody that doesn't know, when you're in the TV show business, you have a contract and you have to oblige by that contract. So in your contract, you have signed a paperwork that says that you're not allowed to talk about it until.
No, I don't.
Released. You don't have one.
I do not. No, I just don't want to because I don't want to.
Right. Okay, that would make sense then.
Yeah. No. Like me, well, with this particular project here, we are supposed to kind of keep it hush hush.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is fine. But like when it comes to places we go, no, I can talk about anything we want to talk about. And I'm just keeping this hush hush because I'm like, man, like if I give it away, they're gonna know what to expect. You know what I mean? So, trying to think here. Now, like I've had people ask me about, like filmmaking, like how do you make certain things look certain ways?
Mm-hmm.
And I've made TikToks about this before. I've had a lot of people go, hey, like how do you color grade it so much? Let's see.
Who is this person?
An investigator. Yes, sir, I am.
Yes, he is an investigator, and you have a documentary on Paraflixx.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As well as you're working on some other projects right now.
Yeah, our new series, which is called My Paranormal Experience. Yeah. But like when it comes to, I know when you and I have talked about, like you like how did you make it so saturated, or how did
Yeah.
you do this or do that? And I was trying to walk you through it the best I could.
Yeah, it's a little
'Cause, I
hard
mean,
when you're not
it's
like
hard.
there.
I have to be there with you to actually
Yeah.
show you. But it's just all part of like color grading. Like I try not to go too much because I don't want it to look too polished.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes you have to. There's something, but I definitely am a cinematic person. I'll watch different documentaries and I'm like, man, that's so cinematic. I love how cinematic that is. And a lot of people are very raw and rugged. And the thing is, I love both styles. Like, I feel like I can mash both of those styles together and it
Mhm.
makes it more of a beautiful thing. Like my series Here's Fix come out, like you have a lot of cinematic interviews, and then a lot of our interviews that we do, like walking around the location.
Yeah.
It's very raw and rugged.
It's really hard because I was thinking about that too because like I was telling you earlier, you're kind of the reason why I'm trying to go like more professional with my channel. Because you were
Why
talking
me?
because me and you have been talking and you were saying, oh, like, is this what you're doing? And like, you've been giving me advice because like most people who are in the position that you're in won't talk to somebody like me, unfortunately.
I don't understand that.
I don't get it either.
I'm sorry. I can't, I don't get that. Like to me, like, I'm not gonna like not help somebody. If they
I
have
know. People ask me questions all the time and I
Yeah.
try to give advice. I'm like not gonna like snuff somebody. Like,
Because if it was me, I would want the same in return. Like, hey, like I have a question. Can you help me out with something?
yeah.
Like my craft is no better than anyone else's out there. Yeah, I may have some experience, more experience than some people do, but I guarantee there are some people that know way more than I do.
Right.
And I love to learn off people. I love to, be taught certain things. I'm not the perfect filmmaker. Yes, I put a lot of heart, dedication, and passion into what I do. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, I really like how that person said that. I like what the direction that they're giving me,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try what they did. Like that's pretty cool. So no, like if anyone ever has a question, I'm gonna do what I can to help them out.
Yeah.
Like I
Well,
see you with your YouTube channel, and I'm like, man, she has a lot of potential. Like she has a lot of potential.
oh, thank you.
And with a few, tweaks here and there,
hmm
it's great stuff.
Well, see, because you sent me your intro.
Mhm.
Was it you that sent it to me first? You were like, "This is a project that I'm working on,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck do I gotta do to get mine to look like that?" So I started looking into stuff, and I think we were talking about cinematic shots, and I was like, "Well, I think I kind of have a grasp on like how I could go about doing this," and then from there I started asking you questions, and then I was inspired to like look up things on YouTube on how to
Yeah.
get your shots to look better. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I can figure out how to do B-roll and I'm adding these interviews. And I don't have it in front of me, but I sat up one night and I filled out a whole notebook page of every upgrade that I wanted to do to my channel, like everything that I wanted to do to make it look better. And that was because I was talking to you, because you were actually giving me the time to like help me out. And I
Oh,
was like, oh my
definitely.
God,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
so many things.
No, yeah. And like, I've followed your YouTube, I can't talk right now. I have followed your channel for a good number of years, and I've seen all the videos you've created, and you remind me a lot of me when I first started out.
Oh, yay.
You've progressed so much in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, like I can see where like your learning curves are, like what your flaws were, but that's not a bad thing. That's just part of who you are. It's just part of learning.
Yeah.
And I was like, if her audio was a little bit better, it'd be a lot better. Like if her video was a little bit better, it'd be great. But what I was taught was you can have great video quality, but if your audio sucks, trash
People
it.
aren't
Yeah,
gonna
just trash it.
like pay attention.
You can have decent video and amazing audio, you're gonna have me the entire time.
Yeah. And I think that was one of my biggest flaws when I first started was that the audio or like the video was okay, but the audio was just garbage because of the camera that I was filming on. So
Yeah.
one of the upgrades that I've actually done is I don't think I have them in front of me. I bought mic packs that like hook onto you and they plug into my phone and it's like a transmitter and
Yeah.
it'll get everything. And I'm super excited to be using those. But I just filmed an interview right before I got COVID, and I played it back just to listen to how good the microphone was, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in love with these microphones. So good.
Well, see, like the one that you got is the one that I started with.
Okay.
Like when I first started like experimenting with audio a
Yeah.
lot, the one that you posted about was the very first mic set that I actually bought.
That's awesome.
I used it for a little bit, but like I noticed some things I was starting to not become a fan of, like how much it breaks out a lot. And I was like, oh, I need something that's not going to break out as much. So, I mean, I think, dude, I went through a lot of audio, a lot of it.
I can't imagine how much equipment and how much money that you've spent just on your journey, because I know, like, I try to upgrade my stuff like every so often, and I know how much I've put, but like you're hella deep into it. So
well, I don't want to say I'm like really deep because I know I'm not like crazy deep into it. But yes, I have invested in my craft. Like my cameras are what I've invested in most of.
Yeah, because you have the nice fancy big cameras.
But
I saw those.
Like I think the biggest investment I did was my computer. Because I had to have a good computer to edit my episodes with, and if I didn't do it, I wasn't gonna be able to do it correctly. And I'm like, gosh.
See, that's kind of the problem that I'm running into right now. Is the editor that I got is really good, but it's so big of an editor that it lags a lot, and there's not really a whole lot of space. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to upgrade my laptop yet.
my editor, like my desktop iMac here, it has a slower RAM, and like my Final Cut, it supports it. It's just it's gonna take it a few seconds to think about, to load its stuff, and then it's good. But no, I've used the same editor for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to upgrade right now. Like I know what I'm doing. Like I can put the video in there and know exactly what I'm doing. But
that's kind of how I felt. But then I saw all the cool things that you were doing, and I just got really jealous.
Why?
Because I was like, I want to be that good.
Just, this is my advice. This is my advice to anyone who wants to do film or, the paranormal stuff, the shows, whatever, whether it's a YouTube channel, whatever it is. Just experiment, learn. Don't strive to be perfect, because that allows you to not have that fall down room. You want to be able to fail. Like, really, you want to be able to fail, because once you fail, you can go back and see what your problems were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I've had to do. Like, I've had to be okay with just going, hey, you know what? I know I'm going to fall along the way of this. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to experiment with what transitions are, the different ways of, making the footage look a certain way. Just the flow of things, music, just different approaches. I think when people do the same thing over and over again, they're not allowing themselves to fully. What's the word I'm thinking here? They're not allowing themselves to learn more.
Yeah.
And when I started my paranormal experience, I had to really learn. I had to really like step out my comfort zone and just go, all right, what's the next strategy? What have I not done? Like, what do I need to learn that I haven't done yet? And so, like one of them was 2 different camera angles. I hadn't done different camera angles in a long time, like I think ever. And a friend of mine says, hey, like if you want to be like a for real like TV show, like you need to have 2 different camera angles. Excuse me. He goes, and along the way, he's like, make sure you're filming at the same time. Like when you are about to roll camera, make sure your camera operators roll at the same time.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, like even say, hey, like if we roll, like let's count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then roll, and I'll clap. That way, you can sync your camera footage together.
Yeah.
And we did that, and it hasn't failed. Like it's amazing because you get 2 point of views on what you're doing.
I've really been thinking about like adding another camera, but I film with my phone and I'm like, do I really want to buy another phone?
I'll be honest with you. Your next investment needs to be a camera.
A camera.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be like this. That my fingers at right here. It doesn't have to be like that. It can here. Hold on a second.
Hold on.
I mean, you can buy something like this even, or like a Sony 4K, or
how much was that? Too much.
Yeah, it was too much. I think you can buy like Sony's. Dear God. Whew, that's a hard one now that I'm thinking about it. I guess it just depends on your budget. I guess that's the only thing. It depends on your budget because like altogether, like my camera here, I got that with all the lenses and another camera, which I sold it to get this one.
Yeah.
I got it for like $2,000 solid, which I knew the guy that sold it to me, but this one here, $1,200.
I was gonna say because I actually I did a collab with another team and they had a Sony and it was really good. And they recommended that camera to me and I was looking it up, but I couldn't find anything cheaper than $1,000.
See, the way I see it, if you can get by with $1,000, like that's cheap for a camera, dude. That's really cheap.
Yeah. So I was like, do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? Like I wasn't too sure. So
this is what I would do. I mean, I would just do it. Just go for it.
Just go for it.
Just go for it. Like
maybe when I get my taxes in,
I mean, of course, talk to your fiance about it, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, hey, I'm gonna tear it now. I'm buying a new camera. You're not saying nothing about it. I'm saying nothing.
Don't even get in my face.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this I can't say her name, but it says look for a camera in a pawn shop or a nice area of town. That is a fact right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Look at pawn shops. Okay.
I'm sorry I can't say your name correctly. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to say it.
I'm not really sure either. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Like, for instance, I went to a pawn shop a few months ago with my wife. And the camera in there that I almost bought because it was too good to be true. Like, I think the camera was like $320-something. It was a Canon 5D. And that's a good camera. That's like one of mine. It's got a mic input. It had 2 lenses in it.
I pay that.
Like, I mean, it had everything I could have wanted, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, like, no, I won't buy it because I've already got a camera. But dear God, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Like, you're buying a camera that's worth $1,000 easy for that much.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal.
That's not bad.
It's really not a bad deal. But no, I think your next investment should be a camera.
It's definitely going to be a camera.
Like, I mean, you got the videoing stuff down. Like, you can video all day long. And I definitely think like if I were you, I would buy a camera. And like,
I want a camera so I can have that second angle. I think the second angle is so important because I was
This is what I think you should do. What my opinion on this one? Okay, you use your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you're filming with your phone, how are you filming it? Like, is it like upright, like this, or are you doing it like this?
Sideways.
Okay, good job.
I know part of what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I'm just making sure. Because, like, I know, for instance, if you could use your phone as a side angle.
Mm-hmm.
You can use whatever camera you choose as like your main camera.
Your main camera, yeah, and then just have that on the
because
side.
You could take your audio that you have bought and you can actually plug it in to that camera.
Yeah, I could plug it into the camera.
Yeah. So I mean, but again, I make sure though, whatever camera you buy, it has an aux. It has a camera import. Because some of them don't, and I hate that. Like,
that would be annoying.
I bought this camera because let me demonstrate the features it has.
The features.
Audio channels, like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
XLR channels, which that's audio. You have your headphone jack, which you can monitor your sound,
Yeah.
and you've got like your external microphone, which you could, like I said, you could plug your microphone in.
Yeah.
So it's got time lapse, night vision. You can do green night vision or white. I don't do green; it looks like crap. That's my opinion. I just don't
No,
do green.
green.
I like the white night vision that it gives off.
Yeah.
And I like the battery life is amazing. I think you get like, I think it's like 2.5 hours of video time.
What? Okay, so like the one that I have works for like an hour, and then you gotta change the batteries.
Yeah,
It's annoying.
it gets really annoying. But like they have those extended life batteries that like, crap, they like stick out like this far,
Oh, nice.
and they can last up to like 6 hours
Ooh,
on a full charge. I'm
that'd
like,
be good.
you know,
Oh, I bet.
yeah. My wife, she's about had enough of me buying camera stuff.
I bet.
um, yeah, I mean, like now that we're on here, like, do you have any questions that, as far as like editing, that you want to ask? Or
I did when we started, but I don't remember.
it's all good, no worries.
I don't remember.
But no.
Oh, wait! I totally got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm working on a couple different episodes, right? So I'm working on a Bigfoot episode. I'm gonna go looking for Bigfoot.
a Bigfoot episode.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And then I'm doing a series about local legends, right? Because I'm trying to save money.
Right.
So instead of going to all these places like back to back to back, I'm starting to jump into local legends. So I'm a little iffy on like urban legend kind of stuff, but I'm still doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing is I'm trying to add interviews, right? Because that's what we talked about having somebody come on and explaining their interaction or like their experience.
Yeah.
Do you have trouble finding people to interview?
Oh my gosh, I can't, like, yeah, like that is probably the one thing that we have struggled with so much. And one thing I want to get like clear here, there are no such thing as experts.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not bashing people, but I've watched enough. I've watched some shows out there with Bigfoot, you know, the UFO conspiracy theories, and they always put the word expert with them.
It doesn't make sense to me.
You know, and it's like me, like I'm not an expert in anything. Like no one's a paranormal expert.
No, because it's not proven. So
I mean, you can know a lot of knowledge, sure, but you're not gonna know it all. But yeah, when it comes to like people who know stuff, like it has done a lot of it's put a hold on a lot of our stuff because like, well, we don't know who to talk to. So instead of talking to other people, we just have to do it ourselves the best we can. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I know there's other people that run into that problem. So you're not the only one, I promise.
Yeah, because like I'm looking, because I'm doing one at this place called the Avon Bridge. It's a urban legend that a lady threw her baby off the bridge and she died. And I'm looking for people who have had experiences because I'm just trying to paint kind of the picture of some of the things that happen. But I posted on like Facebook and stuff, and I get very few people who are like interested. And then some people like want to talk about it, but they don't want to be filmed.
You're going to have that occasionally.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, then what's the point?
Have you ever asked, hey, like, would you be willing to just do audio maybe?
I did not ask, but I think that is something that I could ask.
Yeah, like, that's something that I've had to do in the past. I don't like it, but if that's the only way you're going to get it, this is the way you could do that. Basically, film them, just use their audio.
Yeah.
Or simply, you know, put a mic or some kind of voice recorder near them, record their voice, and then go film your own B-roll of the location that they're talking about. That way it takes up that duration of their time talking.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Like I've had to do that a couple of times, but you know me, I'm like you. Like I would like to talk to someone about it, but there's times that you don't score it because they don't want to be filmed.
Yeah, I found that with my Bigfoot episode, there were a lot of people who had experiences, but like nobody wanted to be interviewed. They were
Yeah,
like, I
no,
don't
no
want to
truth
be
to that for sure.
associated. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine.
Okay, I see it. I see a comment up here. David
Okay.
Gilmore. Nathan, have you been attacked or hurt in your investigations? I have been attacked, and yes, I have been hurt. I'll talk about a couple of them real quick. But the first one, it's hard to explain this. I was pushed into a wall. And this is at a location that is very close to my heart, and it's very close to our team's heart, called Panhandle Inn. Very old hotel. This building, I have literally watched I haven't watched it, but I've watched the footage of a floor levitate.
A
Yes,
floor?
you heard me.
What?
And it's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it.
Okay.
It's I'll give you the information here in a little bit. But this location is probably the most active place I have ever been to in my entire life. Like, if there's one place that scares the hell out of me, it's this place.
Okay.
Because you just don't know what it's capable of doing. It is so capable of anything you could think of. And if you can think it'll do it, it can do it.
Oh, good.
That's what's creepy about it.
Yeah.
But an experience that I had there, I believe it. This is gonna sound dumb, but I believe it linked me to the paranormal.
Okay.
Does that sound weird? But
do you mean like it opened you up to the paranormal?
no, like I believe it chose me.
Okay.
Like, in a weird way, I believe like a part of me went to the paranormal dimensional worlds or whatever you want to call it. It's the weirdest thing ever. So I got pushed a couple of times, and the first time I got pushed scared the hell out of me, and I wanted to know more though. Like I was in that state of mind, like, hey, like I got pushed. Why did I get pushed? I have to know more. I have to investigate this more. Blah blah blah. So I get pushed again a few weeks later, straight into a wall. It's all documented, and I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks after that happened, we go back to that same location. I was only allowed. I could only stay for a couple of hours. I had to work the next morning.
Yeah.
But some of the crew members that was there was using an Ovilus device, and they were talking out loud, blah blah blah, and the Ovilus comes through saying, "Nate, sorry," like it apologized for pushing me.
Oh my gosh.
And when I heard that footage, like when I heard that response, to me, I was like, wow, like it really spoke to me.
Well, and that's intelligent too. That wouldn't be signs of anything.
That tells me it knows me by name.
Yeah.
So that it has made a personal connection with me.
Oh my gosh.
And I feel like it just, for some reason, I don't know why linking is the word I came up with. I don't know why, but I've always chose the word linking. I feel like it linked me to the other side in a way.
Huh.
Like it chose me.
Yeah.
And did it hurt me? That one did not, no. But the one that did hurt me, we were in a place called Dalhart, Texas, at another school, and I was pushed again.
Oh my gosh.
And I was pushed very violently into a wall. Like I was shoved this way, and I smashed my entire side of my body into a wall. And
that's horrible.
I remember after that happened, my entire body shut down. It was probably 3:30 in the morning, and we're getting ready to pack up our gear and go home. Well, I went downstairs just to get a drink or whatever. My body just started like shutting down.
Oh no.
And I was like, everyone's like, "Are you okay? Have you eaten anything?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I had dinner like 4 hours ago." And so I started snacking on just things that we had there, and it wasn't getting any better. Well, I got in my buddy's truck, and I passed out, like gone, passed out. I didn't wake up for 2 hours. Well, I got home that night, and I didn't go to work the next day. I was sick, physically.
Oh my gosh.
Sick. So yeah, something, had either attached itself to me or had literally hurt me to the point of making me sick after. Like I think it sucked all the energy out of me. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever felt. But after I did that, like it really made me think, hey, you know what? These things happen. You know, you have to like it makes you question like, do you want to continue doing this? But I'm like, you know what, this is what I love to do. Yeah, sometimes those consequences suck, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm not gonna stop. So yeah, that's what's happened to me with those experiences. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever been like pushed or like touched in any way,
yeah,
unfortunately. I don't know why. I guess they just don't like me, I suppose.
who knows, man?
They're just like, you're not it. Just go.
You're not it. Yeah,
You're not it. You're not getting it.
that's funny. See, sounds like a mental attack. Lucky you. What? Sounds like a mental attack.
Like a mental attack on your body. Like you're lucky
Yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah. It could have been. I have no idea. I mean, it really shut me down for a couple of days. I mean, and it took a lot to get back up on my feet again. So, like when it comes to my investigative approaches, I don't taunt.
I don't do that either.
I don't call things out. Do I stand my ground with the spirit? Absolutely do.
Oh yeah. The only time I ever get I wouldn't say mean, but the only time I ever get more like aggressive towards a spirit is when it's being that way to me.
No,
Because
absolutely.
I wouldn't allow somebody in real life to do that to me, so why would I allow a spirit to do
Yes,
that to me?
I agree with you. Like, you know, I'm
Yeah.
not going to walk into a location. All right, you sons of, you know, I'm here. Show your no. It ain't like that. You know, we don't. Our team is very much against provoking. We
Yeah.
don't do Ouija board stuff. We don't do seances. You know, and some people have their own theories on the Ouija. I've actually watched some of your content about Ouija
Oh,
boards, but I mean, I'm like, you know what? I just Ouija board thing, whether or not they work or don't work, I just don't touch them because
I
I
think
know it
there's so
can be a
much
real thing.
there's so much like stigma around them that I think
Yeah,
it prevents people from using them.
yeah,
They'd rather just not instead of doing it. Like,
yeah.
oh,
I think more so, it's like my wife's like wishes, like please don't.
okay,
You
yeah,
know, I don't
yeah,
care what you do,
that
as
too.
long as you don't do the Ouija boards and like the seances. I'm cool with whatever after that. Like,
Well,
okay,
I also noticed that when I was doing the Ouija board thing, everybody was like, don't do it, like it's too stupid. And I would ask them, "Oh, have you had an experience with the Ouija board?" And everybody was like, "Oh, no, but you're not supposed to." And I was like, "Well, did you have an experience?"
right,
Because that's what I'm looking for, you know.
exactly.
So, but I definitely do think the stigma around it, talking to demons or like sending, like getting
Right.
attachments or whatever associated with that just keeps people away from it.
See, like I think this is like my thing with it. I don't have enough knowledge on Ouija board play. Like I have never touched it, and I feel like if I had the research, like the knowledge on Ouija boards, the do's and don'ts, then I might eventually like film a session.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to actually being around it, I'm just like, nah, I don't think so. Because like with me being physically attacked before,
Yeah.
and
It's
just
understandable.
like me like filming it and all the gadgets, like I'm already opened myself up enough to the paranormal.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just like, nah, I don't know. But you're brave for even getting near it. Okay? You're brave for even getting near it.
I'm just weird, I guess.
Um Now when it comes to like the spirit box, stuff like that, oh, all day long.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know, spirit boxes, you know,
I could
motion.
sleep. I could sleep with a spirit box on. Well, no, because that noise is annoying, and I'd probably get a
Yeah.
headache after a while.
Like there's times I want to go, gosh dang it, just shut up. You know what I
I
mean?
know, yeah. Or like when I'm editing, I'm like, oh my freaking god, like this sucks so bad because it's just so loud and annoying. That's why I'm glad I got I don't know if you've seen any of the newer episodes, but I have the portal device now. So it actually filters out the stupid like
Do you have the portal device? Like I'm
yeah.
so now I'm jealous.
Oh, don't be jealous.
I'm jealous. Like you don't have that. Like Dang.
I got mine from Gotcha Ghost, and I think I only paid $3.50 for it. Whereas if you look on like some other websites, they're like $600.
Dear God in heaven, still $350 is a car payment.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But trying to think here. Like look in my room, see what else I have in here.
Oh, I did want to ask you, how long does it take you to put together an episode for your show?
Well, okay. When I first started out, when I was with the Buried Secrets Paranormal team, a couple years ago, like I said, I was going through a very big learning curve because we had just gotten signed by a new network. Very first time we've ever been signed by anybody. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm going to put episodes together, blah, blah, blah. And so I was just filming for like the last, I don't know, several months. And The Haunting of Panther Pizza was the very first episode I ever put together. It's on Amazon Prime. You should check it out. It's really cool. Best pizza in the world, too.
Best pizza.
Literally best pizza in the world. We actually went there the other night to eat.
Oh.
First time in like 2.5 years.
Oh, that's so cool.
But that episode, I had that thing edited in maybe 2 months.
Okay.
But like I said, I was just throwing stuff together because I was so excited to have an episodic series. And
now, does it take like one day to film when you do the?
It just depends on the project. I mean, it depends on the storyline, what you're filming. Is it do you have a budget? Like, is it a budget film?
Yeah.
Is there contracts involved in it? Or is it just something that you want to put together as like a 30-minute episode? For instance, Skellytown School, man, it took us multiple days to film that show because it didn't happen in one day. It happened over a week because our first time we didn't get a whole lot. So we went back a couple of weeks later and we filmed for about 12 to 15 straight hours. It just depends on what you're doing, but like when it comes to like my hat's all messed up, sorry. Like when you're actually putting together something that you're fixing to release to a platform, like an actual good platform, depending on what your storyline is, it could take anywhere from 6 months to a year to get a series out.
Yeah, I can kind of understand that. And the reason why I ask is because I've been thinking about possibly like traveling out further than I normally do.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, well, I want to have, the goal is to have 2 interviews per place, like per episode, because it's one place per episode. So you got the 2 interviews that I would have to film while I'm there, because more than likely, if I'm interviewing somebody, they're probably going to be in that area. And then if they're not in that area, I have to figure out meeting spots or whatever. And then I have to get B-roll for all the other stuff. And then I have to film the actual overnight. And I was like, I don't think I could do that all in one night.
You'd be surprised.
Can I?
Oh yeah. When I was doing my last project, with them, I was the only one filming. I filmed everything.
And you did it all
all by myself. Yeah. But then again, like this is me. Whenever I'm filming a show, and like after my first B-roll shot's done, and I get I get in that groove, like that motion to go, dude. I am you. There's no stepping in my way. Like I am here. I'm over there. I'm up there. It's everywhere. So like once I start getting things going and I got a flow going, I'm there to go. I'm there to win it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And I'm very particular about things that I do. My crew has learned a lot. Like I'll say, hey, take this camera or take that camera, walk to certain areas and just film some like motion shots. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just some good flowy motion shots that we can use to add somewhere else. And that takes a huge load off my shoulders too. But at the same time, when it comes to the cinematic aspect of it, like those are the shots that are going to make or break a show or a documentary or whatever it is you're doing. and like that's where, like, for instance, when I'm doing like a slider shot, when you see those like smooth shots, my camera is actually on a slider, and
Oh,
I'm having to use like I have to use my hands because like I don't have one of those motorized ones that I want so badly, but I can't do it.
yeah.
But like I actually have it on a slider, and I'll just move it. Like I'll watch the screen and I'll move it where in the direction I'm going, and that's how I get those like real like smooth shots with it.
See, I tried to do so I went to Indiana State Sanatorium to do my intro shots, right?
Yeah.
The ones that I was working on, and I saw somebody on YouTube talk about like cinematic shots and
Mm.
angles and stuff like that. And I had this great idea. I was like, I'm gonna get this staircase. It's gonna look amazing because there's windows on the top. And I was like, the lighting's gonna be really good. I'm gonna just get it like I'll set my phone on the rail and I'll just pull it down and get a cinematic shot that way. And I guess the outside of my case is like rubber. I didn't realize it. So it was like gripping and sticking on the thing. And then when I got home, I saw the shot and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I
Yeah.
fucked up the shot.
And then that's the part of like, okay, now I'm gonna kind of get on the negative side of filming now. When you lose footage, that is like you will see a grown man cry. Okay, like you will see a grown man cry. We went to Cimarron, New Mexico several years ago, and me and my wife went to the St. James Hotel, this was whenever I proposed to her. We got
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, I proposed to my wife at a haunted hotel.
Yeah, okay. He did it, okay?
Awesome, right? So all the footage that I filmed during that weekend, like all the B-roll stuff, I got home that next day or 2 days after. It was like 2 days later or something. I don't remember what it was. But I went to upload my footage when my entire like card was corrupt.
I hate that. Oh my god.
And I literally was so mad that I cried about it. So my wife goes, if you want to go back this coming weekend, I'm going to let you go.
Yeah.
So I went back, refilmed it, came back, and I was able to make my film. But that's pretty much what it was. But
That sucks.
well, I'm about to have to go eat because she's calling me. But
Oh my gosh.
as far as like everything else goes, just keep learning, keep exploring, keep experimenting. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
However, download Paraflixx, Paranormal Plus.
Yes. Download that.
You can get it on Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV. You can download it on the App Store, Google Play, and Chromecast. And you can use, what is it? You can do the monthly subscription, which is like $3.99 a month, or you can do the $30 yearly. We do have a documentary called My Paranormal Experience, The Gateway Between Worlds. It's the first film of the series, and it actually sequels off into the show itself, which is coming very soon.
Yeah, coming very soon. So
Yeah. If y'all have TikTok, follow me on TikTok. It's at Nathan Withers 2290. A lot of our exclusive content's on there. Never before seen footage, some episode teasers, just stuff like that. I do a lot of like, I call it the projector room. It's where I show, like I'm in my room here and I'm going over evidence and I'm filming, like I have a projector shooting it. And I'm just showing stuff from the past or, new discoveries or whatever. But follow us on Facebook and Instagram. But yeah, definitely follow or subscribe to Paraflixx Paranormal Plus because we will have a new series coming out very, very soon. I'm very excited about it. It is the most passionate series that I've ever done.
is that the one that you sent me little clips to?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, guys. You're going to have to download Paraflixx and take a look because.
Yeah, the trailer that I'm putting together right now for the series, like, is even crazier. Like,
oh my gosh.
the stuff, yeah, it's even crazier. And it's going to be the last teaser that we release before the show drops officially. We don't have a release date yet, but it's coming. It's coming very soon. I'm trying to brainstorm like when I want to release this. I'm like, first
When?
episode is almost done, and I'm like,
Yeah.
when do I put this? So just keep a lookout, guys. If you guys know my paranormal experience, thank you for the support. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hope you guys will keep tuning in to all of our content, and I hope you guys become a fan. We're honored to have any support we can get.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna send me your links after you're done eating, and then I'll link everything down below for anybody that can't find anything. So if you guys can't
Definitely.
find it right now, come back in like an hour or so, and there should be like links
Do I see
down there.
your Instagram page or what?
Yeah, you can send it to my Instagram page, and I'll
Okay.
be able to.
Sounds good.
But thank you so much for coming on here and chatting with me.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Keep up your good work, dude. Like you're doing great.
Oh,
You really are. Like you're down yourself so much. Like you just gotta learn, and just keep on going.
I feel like I just have so much to learn. I feel like that's why.
Don't we all? Like even I do. Like we all have things to learn. That's the part of that's how we grow. Like we look at things and we go, wow, I could have done better. And you just figure out what you did in your last video that you want to correct. Like, hey, I still want to keep that style, but I want to do something different here or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about how you approach it. It's just, like color grading and your lighting. Like, I think your lighting is the most important thing. So as long as you can get your lighting and your audio's decent,
Yeah, that'll be good.
Time. So, but anyway, all right, guys, y'all be good.
All right, thank you so much.
Of course. Bye.
All right, bye. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'm probably gonna go do other stuff now. I have to like clean my room and stuff. But I will have my friend Rich come on Thursday. So he actually had a UFO experience that he wants to talk about. So on Thursday at 6 p.m., my friend Rich will be on live, and you guys will be able to ask him questions. All right, thank you guys.